Hi, another film that I watched this weekend was Pale Rider, Clint Eastwood's 1985 Western. It bears some resemblance to his film of 12 years earlier, High Plains Drifter, in that it's about a mysterious, nameless drifter joining a community of miners and helping them against a threat from various outside forces. In the previous film, it was a gang who killed their previous marshal and was returning for further revenge. But in this version, it's about a mining community. It's about a mining conglomerate that's trying to claim jump over a potentially lucrative area in the mountains during the California gold rush. And the stranger this time is not a mysterious gunfighter, but in fact a preacher, seemingly more compassionate, although still with the usual Clint Eastwood taciturn charisma. It's one of the last old style westerns, I felt. That Western went into a decline during the 1980s. There were very few made. Only this and Silverado seemed to be major studio productions until Unforgiven and Dances with Wolves effectively put a cap on the genre for another decade. But I found it very entertaining and very engaging. Eastwood's characterization was interesting. He's a ruthless man, but still a man of God. Exactly how much of each you're left is left as a vague intimation for the audience. But importantly, also the our main minor character, played by Michael Moriarty, sees him at one point with his shirt off, and he has 6 bullet wounds in his back. And it's also suggested that Marshall Stockburn, a lawman for hire being employed by the mining company, uh, is aware of him, and it suggests that there is some kind of supernatural element, that he could be the spirit of a dead man or some kind of avenging angel of death. There's some good action. There's some beautiful photography, a strong score by Lenny Niehaus, a regular Eastwood collaborator. And although it's, I think, quite different and not as dark and ambiguous as High Plains Drifter, it still has a spark to it. I found it to be very engaging, very well shot. Um, it's a more not family friendly, but certainly more mainstream friendly version of the previous story. I mean, in High Plains Drifter, Eastwood character um, rapes one of the townsfolk, and she appears to fall in love with him afterwards. And obviously, that's a big problem. There is nothing like that in Pale Rider. Instead, a teenage girl seemingly falls for the preacher, and he rejects her as gently as he can, um, while still being a ruthless murderer. It's an interesting dichotomy in the characterization. But I found it to be one of Eastwood's better westerns. I enjoyed it, and I would recommend it.